Welcome to Morning Joe with Tom, with your host, Thomas Chappell. Get ready to listen to real-life stories from inspiring leaders who have overcome incredible challenges to rise to the occasion. If you're ready to add some pep to your morning with a new outlook on leadership, then grab your cup of coffee. It's time to be inspired. Here's your host, Thomas Chappell.
Hey, good afternoon, Dr. Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Would you mind kicking us off with telling us a little bit about yourself and the type of energy that you love to spread to the communities like that I serve and you serve here?
Great. Well, thanks for the invitation, Thomas. It's a pleasure, and I enjoy these kind of things. So you've got me going on a kind of an open-ended beginning here. Yeah, I'm Dr. Mark Rhodes. I'm actually a biologist that trains doctors for the most part, but I handle patients as well. And because of things I've written in the past or spoken that were recorded, I get people from all around the world that find something online and give me a call. So if the phone rings out of the blue, it could be anybody.
Yeah, well, that is a blessing, and I appreciate that you use that to help fulfill the purpose that only you can fulfill. So what brought you to serve others in the way that you do?
Well, excuse me. From childhood, I was always aware of, I wanted to know how things work in the world, in creation, in the universe, and all of that. But the people part of it, I really, really didn't like the fact that people could get hurt or suffer from anything. So in terms of obvious pain that people were going through, I wanted to be a solution or an aid somehow. So it translated as an adult. I had some opportunities to really move into the health arena. And so I want to see people healed. If they're walking with a crutch because they sprained their ankle, that's one thing. But if they're let's say an athlete that's going to recover in a few days, that's one thing. But if they're in a wheelchair or if they're in more permanent type crutches, those are visible things that I'm wanting to see them recover, gain health immediately, and then walk the rest of their years in a much more healthy situation. So that's carried on from childhood.
Wow. Yeah. So what are some of the most critical challenges that people that you work with have that your solutions help resolve?
There's a wide variety. So first of all, I wanted to be an ecologist, and then I narrowed that down to more mammalian biology, and I narrowed it down to human biology. So challenges, when I didn't think about this earlier when we were chatting, but one of the biggest challenges is fertility. I have couples come to me that want to have a baby or have another baby and really struggling. And honestly, the way I approach it is big picture and details and lifestyle and hormones and relationships and a bunch of things. And we run about 80% success on fertility cases. When I say cases, I'm really meaning people, not just numbers.
Right. Okay. So what would you say is different as a result of a client working with you?
Well,
as compared to other doctors?
Yeah. Number one, I take long appointments. Patients don't feel like they're on a conveyor belt or assembly line. And I tell you, one of the repeated, and these back to phone calls out of the blue, people that have been sick for a long time and spend all their money on conventional approaches and they're still sick. So I get a phone call. I talk to, it's usually women. A few men call me out of the blue, but anyway, I've had so many women just say, Dr. Rhodes, you are the first, and they're in tears when they say this. They say, you are the first doctor who ever listened to me and who ever believed me. So that's that. You can see that the conventional approach avoids that. And I teach my doctors how to do some of the same things that have been so rewarding for me.
Right. That's you have also a second value proposition of working with other doctors to help them.
I do. That's my main focus these days, is training doctors.
Right.
Multiplies my efforts greatly, and they don't have to do things exactly the way I do, but I influence them a lot. So they do they take a lot of the thoughts and approaches that I would if I were present. And quite a few of them call me. They've got the patient in the office, and my phone rings again out of the blue, and they say, Mark, what do I do? I've got this patient right in front of me. So I get to do that. You know, if you're ever in a doctor's exam room and they excuse themselves for a couple minutes, you kind of assume they went to look up something in the old days in a book. In the new days now, they hop online maybe, but some of the time they're calling me and getting some on the spot.
Well, you know, that's great that you're that trusted advisor for more than just your patients, but also for the doctors that work with you. So.
Well, I love my doctors. Well, I love my patients. I love my doctors, and I love it when the phone rings because I know I'm going to get an opportunity.
Well, Mark, I've really enjoyed our time together, but would you be kind enough to kind of talk to some of the audience here and let them know how that they can get more information and how that they can get in touch with you?
I think you're going to put a link below the video that will go to my online scheduler, and they can schedule an appointment. I think I've got it set up for half-hour appointments. It's like first call, no charge, and I welcome those. And then we can discuss what the person needs, whether it's a patient or a practitioner. The main website, I've got more than one, but the main website will be dr, like doctor, drmarkrhodes.com. And don't put a period after the DR, because you'll end up getting a subdomain of a British musician, celebrity, named Mark Rhodes. He beat me to my own name.
Yeah, I had that same thing. I got
yeah.
There's a judge out of Virginia that from the 1800s that his family took my name. Took my name, so I can't even use my name. So I understand what that's like. So, well, sir, I appreciate your time and all of this effort that you've put in today to today's message. And any final words that you would like to say to the audience today?
Well, it would be my pleasure if a practitioner or a patient called or set up an appointment for a call. We'll do kind of a Zoom session if they're open to that. And so I just welcome the contacts, and you know, you could think of it as like it's my business, but honestly, my business is to help people. So that's the goal, to meet clients where they are, help them solve their own problems that they're experiencing right then, and live a better life for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the whole purpose of this podcast, is to elevate the voice of folks just like yourself, so that others can reach out to you. So I appreciate you showing up today.
Wonderful.
Being such a blessing to us.
My pleasure, Thomas. Thank you for the invitation.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Morning Joe with Tom. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss an episode. See you next time for more real-life stories and inspiration on Morning Joe with Tom.